Hello, my name is Professor Shannon Hogan. I've been asked by Karon Camille to give a 3 to 6 minute presentation on how to write a STEM-related cover letter for a job either in academia or industry. That is a nearly impossible task, even if you speak this fast, but I'm going to take it on anyways because that's just the kind of cat I am. Let's see here. So you're applying for a job. The very first thing you want to do is you want to look at the job and see if you can do the job. If it's asking for someone that has a PhD and you don't have a PhD, you shouldn't be applying to this job. The next thing you want to do is you want to look and see if you have the requirements. They're going to list a set of requirements, what they actually want, what they want you to be able to do, either when you walk through the door or what you're going to need to learn later on. And so that's something that you want to look into. Why? Because that's some of the information you're going to put in your cover letter later on. The other thing you want to do is you want to go that extra mile. You want to go and look at what the company does. If they make drugs towards a particular type of cancer, you want to talk about that in your cover letter. If they use a particular platform to make these drugs, are they using small molecules, are they using antibodies? You want to put that in your cover letter. It's going to take you an extra hour of sort of digging, so to speak, but an extra hour of digging so that you can get a job and maybe start your career. And there's that thing called money, which is really helpful too. It's worth the extra time. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to take a laboratory operations management minors application. So in LOM, you have to, in the classes, and you don't have to be a minor, you can just be a biology student. You can take LOM 1 or 2 or both of them, however you want to do it. But in those classes, you're required to write a cover letter and a resume for a particular job. And students get them. I mean, and not all students do, but some students go to biotech companies where they make more money than I do right now. Cornell, Brown, places like that. So it's a course that if you're not taking and you're a biology student, it's an elective that you should be taking, especially if you, again, like that thing called money. And you don't have to be a minor. And it also guarantees you a spot in my independent study where you can work with viruses. So there's my shameless plug. I'm done. So I'm going to share my screen. And I got about a million things open. So here's an example of a cover letter where the person actually got the job from LOM. So from my class where they have to, again, apply. They knew the hiring managers. They found out the information for the hiring managers. If you can do that, that's number one. So if you can actually put the names down of the people that are going to hire you for that position, potentially, you put the names down. If you can't do that, the next thing you're going to put down is dear hiring manager. Do not put to whom it may concern. For the most part, don't do that. It's sort of very 1990s. And dear hiring manager is much better. So you want to say who you are because your resume and your cover letter might get separated and such. So my name is so-and-so, and I'm applying for the laboratory operations associate position at Lab Central. So you want to say what the position you're applying for is. Again, what if your resume and cover letter get separated? The person's like, what was this cover letter for? I have absolutely no earthly understanding. So it's going to go right in the recycling bin. For reasons stated below, I feel I'm uniquely qualified for this position. Uniquely is the top end. Usually you want to say strongly, very strongly, or something along those lines. This person happened to be uniquely qualified for this position, and I'll get into that just right now. So during one of my independent studies, I reported directly to the Regis College Safety Officer. My daily responsibilities included, but were not limited to, cataloging and organizing SDS files, chemical stock labeling, satellite waste storage, and chemical disposal. What do you think were the things that were listed in the job requirements section for this job application website? It was all those things. I'm crazy if I'm not going to go ahead and put down that I have that lab experience, because that's what you're asking me for. You're saying, do you have this experience? And I'm saying, well, yes, I do. As a laboratory operations management minor, I had taken courses regarding the production of chemical hygiene plans and OSHA safety regulation standards, including special precautions for particularly hazardous chemicals. Again, this was all stuff that was in the requirements section. I'm just going to speak to it. I have also given in-class lectures that surround the design and organization of different biosafety level laboratories. One thing we found out was this job could grow into a position where you were designing laboratories that were biosafety levels 3 and possibly 4 for heavily, really infectious and really dangerous microbes and such. How do we know that? We went the extra mile. We went on the website and we looked to see what were they doing right now and what were they thinking of doing if they were going to expand. Again, I want to hire the person that not only writes a well-formulated cover letter, but I want to see, one, are they going to respond back and tell me if they have the requirements? And two, are they going to go the extra mile? Are they going to actually go to the website and look and say, okay, this is what you're doing, and I'm super interested in that as well. That's what I want to hire, right? I want to hire the person that's going to go the extra mile. And so another paragraph, I realized that a laboratory operations manager has a multitude of other responsibilities besides chemical and biological safety and animal welfare. To that end, I've attended lectures given by a well-respected industrial ergonomist. Ergonomy is the study, or the ergonomics basically is the science of keeping you safe from self-injury. Guess what? They were talking on the website about in the future they were going to get into ergonomics, and here we are talking about it in the cover letter. You can imagine the person, either one that's reading this goes, wow, this is really great. They happen to be thinking about all the things, you know, that we're going to do in the future, or wait a minute, it's awfully interesting that they're adding in all the things that are on our website that we're talking about doing in the future, or that we automatically do, that weren't listed in the job description. They probably went to the website and added all this extra stuff in. My God, that's diligent, and I really want to hire somebody that's diligent, so that's what I'm going to do. And then there's a wrap up here. It says, I'm excited to collaborate with a team. It's a team-based job. So I'm excited to collaborate with the lab team to maintain and oversee laboratory operations at Lab Central. Due to my strong communication skills, they asked for someone that was a strong communicator. I will work as an effective liaison to the residents, vendors, and teams. I am thrilled to speak with you about my candidacy for this position. Please do not hesitate to contact me with questions or concerns. Sincerely, this person, like I said, who got the job. So you're starting it out, you're saying who you are, you're saying what job you're applying for. Any of the requirements that are listed in the job application site that you have, you're going to exploit those, and you're going to say, I have all this. You're going to talk about what the company does and how you're really excited, if you don't already do this work, how you're really excited to get into this work. And then you're going to wrap it up and say, I think I'm a strong candidate. As I said before, I think I'm a strong candidate for this job, sort of circling back to the very first paragraph and taking it from there. So that, my friends, is the fastest that I've ever spoken about writing a cover letter, but that's how you do it. And if you take LOM, you have someone that has 14 years experience in biotech that's hired you and many other people, or not you, but you, second person plural, that's hired you and others on a regular basis. So that is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed.